Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout. This week we are continuing with the Falcon project. This week on the agenda we're going to be tackling things like steering wheel installation. We are doing a non-airbag with Boss kit setup, so obviously not legal for road use. We're also going to be doing a seat installation on both the driver and the passenger side using a modified version of the factory rail. We're going to be using Raceworks seats and brackets for that. We're going to be doing a bit of welding and fabrication. And we're also going to be fitting some 6-point race harnesses to both the driver and passenger position as well. So let's crack on in because there's plenty to do today. Be very careful using a knife when you're unwrapping your seats. Luckily for me, I have the bluntest knife in the world. I'm trying to keep the bubble wrap.
Yeah, reuse
it's handy,
it if you
bro.
can, yeah.
Do you know how expensive bubble wrap is?
Plus, you may as well recycle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a win
The
for
energy's
all.
already gone into this plastic. Speaking of wasted energy, have you seen all those Teslas that they can't sell in Australia?
No.
I was on the news last night. Not that I watch a whole lot of news.
Yeah, same.
But they were saying there's like 5,000 Teslas just sitting in a storage yard in Port Melbourne that they can't, that they have no orders for.
Oh, wow.
Like,
so what you're saying is we'll probably get a good deal and then you're going to have a Elon Musk drift car instead?
Negative, Ghost Rider. Well, it kind of baffles me. It's like these things are supposed to be environmentally friendly. Surely at that point you're building cars to order. Like, why are you doing all this environmental damage?
Unnecessarily.
All the infrastructure's being used, like shipping,
Yeah.
mining, the whole deal,
Yeah.
to put cars in yards. But China's actually the biggest, perpetrator of that kind of deal because they literally build all these EV cars and then they basically get scrapped when they're built. I think they're like riding government subsidies or something.
Right. Hells yeah, that looks schmick.
You know what my favorite thing about it is? See the little like thigh pillows? See how one has Raceworks and one doesn't?
Yeah.
And they're all on the left. You can just do that. And then they're like mirrored.
Yeah, right.
So you can have like that on the left side and one seat and that on the right side. So they're not like,
That's clever.
both seats are just like that.
Yeah, that's clever. You can...
Just soothes my OCD-ness.
Yeah.
If nothing else, but that's all. That's good enough for me. And I do like this too, that they actually wrap and protect the back of the seat, like for transit or whatever.
Oh no, you're not going to peel it off, are you?
Yeah, why wouldn't I peel it
Oh
off?
gosh. The Italian in me just wants to keep the plastic on.
It's not on the cushion side. It's not on a sofa.
Wait, should you peel, legit though, should you peel it off after you installed it?
No.
Just in case you're scratching it during?
No.
Oh god.
But all the bolts and things are here and then it goes under it.
I see.
So how do I remove it after it's installed?
With great difficulty.
I'll do you a deal. Does that make you feel better?
Yes, it does.
Too bad. These seats are the Raceworks entry-level fiberglass back seat. They're FIA approved, so they're suitable for motorsport all around the world, specifically in Australia in our case, because as far as I know, you can only buy Raceworks in Australia and possibly New Zealand as well. Yeah, they're actually a really nice seat. I do have the earlier version of this seat in my IS, and yeah, Jamie was awesome enough to send us a pair for the Falcon as well. So these retail at $699 or $695, so actually a really good entry-level seat. And from memory, they do a couple of different sizes, and you can move the cushions around to sort of set up however you want. It does have provision for a 5 or 6 point harness, which we're going to take advantage of, as well as having all the other harness cutouts. Super simple, just a black velour, so it ties in with pretty much any interior as well if you are going to put these in a road car. If you do put in a road car, make sure you get it engineered because they're not technically ADR certified, even though they are FIA approved. So you'll need to get these seats engineered if you do use them. So keep that in mind, but we're going to throw these in the car. We do need to weld some side mount brackets. Oh, that's one thing I did want to talk about actually. Side mount versus base mount. So these particular seats are side mount. They do somewhat have provision in the fiberglass molding for a base mount. However, Raceworks don't actually drill the holes or put any anchors in. I prefer side mounting because you can actually change the position of the seat relative to the rail. Whereas if you've got a base mount, you're just basically putting bolts through the bottom of the seat, then you can't actually change the angle of the back of the seat or the height independent of the rail without running all sorts of spaces and ugly stuff. So Yeah, I think the side mount stuff works a lot better. And the other thing I will say, which is probably a little bit, I don't know, contentious, modify a standard rail. The amount of aftermarket seat rails I've dealt with, they're never, ever, ever as good as an OEM rail. So particularly today, I've already cut the Falcon rails up because I didn't really think it was super important to the story, but every seat install I've done lately, especially with the track school cars, we've always used an OEM rail and cut it up and modified it to suit side mount seats because the rails just work. They've typically got a much longer range of motion, and the other thing too is the OEMs actually think about how to mount the seat in the car when it is a seat, whereas the aftermarket seat rail manufacturers seem to kind of forget that you've actually got to put that whole setup in the car, and especially side mounts, it's quite hard to get to the bolts on the transmission tunnel on the left hand side and the right hand side depending on how you install your seats. So yeah, I think sticking with the OEM base rail and then modifying it and building whatever you want off of that is definitely a much better setup than using any of those aftermarket rails. In my opinion, don't really seem to work as well as an OEM rail. So yeah, OEM rails. You know what else I like? You already get the mounting bolts. That's such a good thing. Every other seat I've ever used, you've got to go and buy the bolts, which is not a big deal, but when you're the dude that's trying to tackle this on a Sunday arvo at home, true, that's when it becomes annoying. And they're good quality, like they're grade 12.9s. They're definitely not going to fail, that's for sure. I am just mocking these up for now too, so don't worry too much about the seat position, because hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we'll be modifying this base plate as well to fit the Falcon rail. Okay. Because we are going to weld this side bracket directly to the rail. Like, we could bolt through it, but I really want as much clearance as possible because I really want to try and tuck the seat down low, because the Falcon rail is actually quite tall. As we learnt with your car, yes, the seat sits really tall on the stock rail. Yeah, but and your one's actually even taller than this one. So having now done this in my one, I want to actually redo your one because I'm not stoked with it. Like, the seating position for you is okay, but I also don't love the seat that we put in your car. It's just a little bit flexy. Yeah, I see. I feel like it bends a little bit. Yeah. So yeah.
Is there a difference, like why does this have the letter A on the bottom? Does it matter which seat goes what side?
No, they both have A on them.
Okay.
It's really nice, eh? Like, for what these cost, like these are under $200. That's a really nice, sturdy wheel for $200, you know? And I even picked the blue stitching because why not? Cool. Blue car, blue stitching.
Nice. Do people wear gloves with suede, or is there a particular?
No idea. I'll probably wear gloves.
Yeah? I've never tried gloves. I don't really know why gloves are a thing.
I only wear gloves because of the Cresta, really.
What do you mean?
Well, I have to wear them
that's
in
a
the
requirement.
Cresta, like for a requirement.
Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, all the cars that I've got, I just seem to wear gloves.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm curious to try it, but I also don't want to buy them just to try them.
You have cute little hands.
Freezing.
I'll see if my daughter's got some gloves you can borrow.
You have very warm hands.
Thank you. I'm so warm, in fact, that I burnt it. You can see how much it's healed already.
You sure you didn't get bit by a zombie?
No.
You're lying to me?
Am I a zombie now? Did I just make you a zombie?
Nah, but I'll be looking for the signs.
Basically, I've got both the factory rails already in the car, and I've set the width because the holes are slotted in the factory rail. I've measured to make the rail square in the car. And I'm just basically eyeballing the seat at this point to see where the side mount plates are sitting in relation to the width of the rail. When I did the track school cars, we literally lucked out and it was exactly the same width as the seat. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, there's some sort of OEM magic that makes this one also be pretty close. Bro. What? Literally, like, look here. Come on in. Come closer. Like, look, that's the edge of the seat rail.
Right.
And then come around this side. No movie magic, one shot.
Oh God, now there's pressure for me to walk fast.
Hurry up. Like, look at that.
Amazing.
You know what the awesome thing is? Because I was thinking we were going to have to tack these in the car to make sure they're in the right spot. Yeah. We can literally take the rail out and just weld that to that on the bench. No risk of burning the seat. Like, it's just mint.
Crazy.
And then we're going to have full range of sliding. Did I already talk about that with the aftermarket rails not having as much range of motion?
I can't remember if it was on or off camera, to be honest.
I've struggled with other rails where you don't get it. Either doesn't go far enough back or doesn't go far enough forward.
Yeah.
Because part of the whole thing with this car is I want anyone I know, friends and family, whatever, to be able to jump in and have a go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, part of this car is to get people keen and doing stuff.
Just genuine fun.
Yeah, it's literally supposed to be just a seat time fun car for anyone that can have a bash, you know?
Amazing.
Oh, good chat. So the good thing is now we can take these base brackets off, pull the rails out, weld the rails together.
I'm just impressed that you said that this is an entry-level seat. Like, where do you even go from here?
You can go carbon back, containment as well. They do like a containment seat that comes around your head.
Oh, wow.
But when I was speaking to Jamie, we kind of talked about options, and I want good visibility around the side, like being that we're drifting in close proximity, especially with you, Dora the Explorer. I want to be able to see.
Window.
I want to be able to see you run into me. I want the full experience, not just like being in my little cocoon.
Yeah, true. Having what's it called? Like those horse blinds on or whatever.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Good
I'll
chat.
just cut that part out.
Yeah, good chat. Horse blinkers?
Horse blinkers? Yeah,
I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I'm not a horseologist.
Yeah, true. You put your blinkers
Of all the horses I've known, I haven't known none.
That's lucky.
I don't like horses.
Oh, no.
Arr, be being beaten.
Should have kept the plastic on that too.
Oh, you're a plastic on that. It's not even scratched or it's scratched. Sorry, Jamie. That's what happens when you try and do everything with two hands or one hand. How many hands do you have, Gian? See, look, heaps easier.
Cameramen have extra hands.
Man, you guys are like octopi. You know what the weird thing is? This whole car's metric, but the seat bolts are 7/16 UNF. So the seat mounting bolts are imperial. Now, that thread is a universal standard thread globally for seatbelt mounting.
Yep.
But I'm just not sure why they've used the same hardware for seat mounting, because it's not. It's definitely not a universal standard for seat mounting.
Right.
Maybe Ford were like, oh, we've already got these bolts, we'll just use them for that too.
What did you actually cut out of those seat rails, or one of them?
The passenger one, not much.
Yep.
Basically just cut the actual seat mounting off, but this one, like as we know from your car, it has all that electronic tilted base thing, so it had all these motors and crap all in the middle here,
Yep.
which has now just gone to the scrap metal land.
Money in the bank.
Scrap, not much. These are actually asymmetrical as well, so typically you're going to put the taller side to the front of the seat. So when you get these brackets, they're a pair. So obviously you get a left and a right. Make sure that you put these the right way, especially if you're welding them on. I may or may not have tacked one on backwards one day, but I did catch it before I welded it properly. So yeah, keep that in mind.
That's a great tip.
Just the tip. So I think I'm actually going to cut these brackets because there's no reason to have all this bolt, like the bulky bracket bit. So I'm literally just going to cut it along. Just going to draw a line down these, which means I need that vise. Arr. That's the beauty of these brackets. Like, you've got so many options with mounting before you even get into going down to welding town.
The slotted holes are cool. What's that square one for though?
I think it probably would have had a specific application at some point. Like maybe it was to use on a factory seat rail to clear a seatbelt mount, or yeah, who knows?
I've got to correct myself ahead of time. That's a rectangle, not a square.
Whatever.
Are you going to weld it all the way across? Or?
No, doesn't need it.
Yeah, cool.
Melty, melty.
Yeah.
These were the pivots for the adjuster. Unfortunately, as it turns out, they're marginally or mainly plastic. So they melted out and caught on fire. So game over. So we're gonna put some bolts in instead. So just got M16 bolt, just 35mm long. So they'll take up the space needed. God, where'd that go?
I felt it on my foot.
They're the bits we need.
Oh God,
Nailed it.
There's the door.
Got your head again. So I have to put those back in because they're like the plastic bits that melted out of the other rail that I've replaced with bolts. But I would much prefer to have the stock stuff in there because the bolts work, but it's not, it's like 90%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just not. I'd rather have the plastic, the factory stuff in there.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, that took 2 seconds to pull out.
That's a repair, not a answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they'll still work, but it's not.
But yeah, you've learned from your mistake.
I have learnt from my mistake.
And yeah, take those plastics out.
Have you learnt from it?
I have too.
We're all learning. So when we do your car, that'll be right.
Take the plastic bits out first. Watch us still forget.
It's all right, it's only your car. It's hot.
Paris Hilton reference?
No, it's just the temperature was high. Can smell burning leaves.
You can too. Wouldn't know where from. Click. Talk to spec.
Now we put them on the seat and see how bad I stuffed up.
I turn my back for 1 second and the plastic on the seat's gone.
That's out of the seat. The plastic is still fitted, Your Highness.
Oh, good. You may remove it now. No, just kidding. Keep it on there forever.
It's like keeping it fresh for the next person. Is that the vibe?
No, it's just for your own
keeping it fresh
mental
for yourself.
State. Yeah, that you know that underneath the plastic,
grab
it's
it again.
fresh.
It's so fresh and so clean.
My next question was going to be, where do you know?
I don't know the Muffin Man.
Oh, okay.
Soz.
How do you know where to put the
harness point?
Points, yeah.
I'm just mirroring the factory point on the pillar side because we're going to utilise that factory mount for the original seatbelt.
Yep.
And then, yeah, so basically if you look down on the tunnel, there's like a black cross that I've basically used to mimic that. So yeah, obviously being that this has no captive nut or anything behind it, we're going to use the Raceworks harness mount plates. So that's like one of the reinforcement plates.
Cool.
And they're Motorsport Australia approved, so the dimensions are correct, the thickness is correct. And obviously they've got the 7/16 UNF thread in them, which is still global standard for any seatbelt or harness mounting. Yeah, so we're actually going to need 10 of those.
Wow. Love the technique.
It's good, eh? I just developed it. That one doesn't work.
I jinxed you.
Foiled. The other thing I need to do is remove the sound deadening in that spot.
Of course.
Because it'll stop the harness tightening up all the way.
Yep.
It looks like the tail shaft's come out before.
Wow.
Oh, I'm just making more mess. Get comfy.
Oh, so much space.
So much room for activities.
Yeah.
You know what I do like in sedans?
I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, I can.
There's still windows, bro. You can just get in the back easy. Like building coupe race cars is a mission. Like trying to get in, do the cage, the harnesses. It's just not fun.
True. What's the 8.8 on these mean?
Oh, that's the grade, like the strength of the steel, basically.
Okay.
The material.
Yeah. What does it go up to?
I don't know.
I see.
12.9 is really the highest I see in automotive stuff, but for sure to go higher than that.
Yeah, righto. Ready spaghetti.
Yeah. You got to do the tightening.
Oh, I see.
I can't actually spin the plates because I've put them marginally too close to the center bearing bracket.
Yeah, righto. Do they have to be facing a certain way, or?
Nah, because I'm going to tighten them still.
Ah, yeah, right, yeah.
So just get it to the point where it's like tight-ish.
Yep.
And jump over and we'll do the other one. Yep. Thanks, Ford.
Genuinely?
Yeah, convenient hole placement is convenient. It's like a proper box section in here, and I wonder what these holes are for. Gonna take a punt, not harnesses.
Well, I was going to say they actually knew that harnesses would be installed into every Ford drift car.
Temu pen.
Looks like a good thing, that.
Yeah, it looks like a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon we're gonna go there. Or do I just open that hole? Oh no, that's too low. Right roll.
Oh, no, again.
Can you go with the magnet stick, please?
Do you need to adjust the angle at which these sit?
The eyelets?
Yeah, the eyelets.
No.
Sweet.
Whatever they are is what they are.
Cool.
Oh, the freshness.
It's a big moment. See how cold it is here in Mittagong?
Did everything just freeze instantly? Ah, scratch the seat.
Told ya.
Not really.
Wait, so you're putting fresh bolts in those seat
Yeah, I got
holes now?
socket-headed cap screws like Allen key bolts,
Yeah.
but water. I probably could have just kept the standard Ford bolts. So after all my complaining and whinging about how they use 7/16 UNF mounting bolts,
Yeah.
it's actually helped us out.
How so?
Well, because now I can put these harness eyelets in here.
Understood. The harness? Like, there's so many eyelets. Like, there's heaps.
Yeah, because it's a 6-point harness.
Radio.
So it's got two things at the crotch strap. This is going to be cold to tighten. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to go one more click in. Watch it not start. Oh my, the column shroud's just loose. Oh, nearly.
It's because you didn't say clear prop.
The chick 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 noise, yeah, the battery's just flat. Oh, this boot's in great condition. Don't need that.
That's convenient, just...
Don't know why that column shroud's been pulled out, that's weird. It's probably had the cluster changed in it. It's probably got 350,000 Ks on it.
Well, what does it claim to have?
220.
Yeah, so...
But you know what though, looking at this car, I'd go, yeah, that's fair. I don't even know if you can swap a cluster on a Falcon without like having to do security things.
Who knows? Hopefully we don't have to find out. Yeah, let me get that for you.
Thank you. You're a good bloke.
Shit.
Oh,
Almost.
geez, nearly a good
Bend
bloke.
your, yeah, just bend your door hinges off. Have you decided which way around you're going to have the your
I like
cushions?
how it is.
Yes, I concur.
Oh, that's right, these are still loose. I think I'll just put this all the way back. I need that.
Yeah, are we going to... Oh, you caught it.
Well, the passenger doesn't need like pedals or anything, that sort of deal. Like that's pretty good there. Mint.
Does that hurt the man area? I've never used a harness.
The 6-point harness
Still
is
in the
designed
context of cars.
to hurt the man area less.
I see.
But I still think in the event of an accident, your man area is going to be not that happy about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the event of an accident, a lot of your areas probably aren't going to be that happy about it. So graceful.
It's a legit race car now.
Shoo!
Shoes? I feel like I'm skinnier and shorter than the average Joe.
Yeah, but like you've got adjustment here.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So it doesn't have to be like to the millimetre, it's just getting a ballpark.
Yeah, fair. This seat is very comfortable. I'm impressed. Seems like it'd hold you in really nicely as well. So you were just saying now you're going to make them all this length?
Yeah, all the shoulder straps I'll make the same length because there should be enough in this adjustment. You can pull it shorter or longer, like you got that much that you can loosen it off.
Yeah, that's perfect. Please enjoy this ad break whilst Benny does this.
That's in.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of the black seats.
All the stealth.
Especially because of the bright coloured car. Are you going to keep it this colour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you may as well.
I do like these because there's no adjustment on this side strap. You literally just pull it to get your tension.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh yeah, hoop at the end.
Yeah.
Mint.
It's pretty neat.
So when you got your gloves on and your less dexterity, then you're still good.
Or when you're just me with no dexterity anyway. Disconnect the battery. Don't want to be wearing an airbag. It's probably loose. Oh look, there we go. It's because it's been over time it's spread this. But you can actually back these off and then crush it back on this side and it fixes them.
Oh, cool.
Super common Falcon problem. Not that big of a deal anyway because I'm going to have to probably put a battery in it. And we need a battery bracket and we need a terminal cover. I feel like it's one smaller. I cracked it to start with.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, because it kind of fit in there.
Yep, I see. Being a star shape. How many sides does it have actually?
The star.
Is it a star?
6.
Torx? Okay. So it's not a star shape.
It's a different star. You can have a 6-sided star.
Can you?
Yep.
Well, I mean, stars don't really have sides. In general, like.
Star's round.
Yeah. So when
Science,
we say,
bitch.
Yeah. When we say star shape, we just mean round. Hopefully none of the screws are star shaped then. He has the bolt in there. See that?
Make sure you leave the bolt in, friends. No broken noses here. I will mention it every time we do it. Doesn't taste good.
Oily? My germaphobe meter's pinging.
Yeah. Pinging, you say.
On the limiter.
You get over that sort of shit when you're a mechanic. When you need 3 hands and you have 2 hands and a mouth,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you have 3 hands.
And 10/40 weighted oil with your sandwich.
Yummy. I actually can work out the horn from the steering wheel.
And whereabouts is
I
that?
think it's in the bin.
Oh, what a stitch up.
What I meant was the airbag.
I see.
I didn't mean that. Like, I thought it was on that,
Yeah, I see.
but all the wiring's obviously on the airbag for some reason. Uh-oh. Where's the bolt? Up again. So those two will make the horn.
How did you figure that out?
Well, I looked at the connections for the horn, which is that and that.
Okay.
So that is grey, and then we've got black,
Okay.
which then goes into this plug, which is grey and black,
Yep.
which then splits to blue and
I see.
other grey. So my plan is to have those two out long,
Yep.
and then just chop all these ones off.
Yep.
Bang!
Could you have made that chop if the battery was connected? Not that it would ever
Well, I would have recommend it.
be. Yeah, of course.
And then this is our airbag plug, which we don't need. So that can all now go in the bin.
Love your confidence.
Well, I mean, worst case, I don't have a horn.
Yeah, true. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you reckon you could catch it from there?
Yeah, try.
Hey!
Just no windscreen thing's really looking up.
Until you go to drive the vehicle at speed.
Make sure that you tape any wires you cut.
But yeah, got to utilise the novelty of not having the windscreen while it's not there, you know?
Make the most of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tape all of these individually, and then I will tape them all together at the end. And you may wonder why I cut the plugs off. Well, they're just bulky and they're in the way. Do you need a horn for a track car?
I reckon it's a handy thing to have, but...
Yes, I can beep at you so you can film.
Yeah, for syncing, yeah. Audio sync.
Not normally a problem you have building a track car.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of any other situation, really, where you're actually going to need
I suppose trying to get attention of a marshal or something.
Communication through beeping, you know.
Yeah. 3
beeps means I'm at your door.
You'll be using 3 beeps a lot. I'll also be aware.
Just save you having a look over your shoulder.
All right. So you're saying I could have got a containment seat?
Should have thought this through.
I do love Falcons for the fact that they have a square steering column drive. So you can only put the steering wheel on in 4 places.
Yeah, that is awesome. The other awesome thing about Falcons?
They're Falcons.
Yeah.
Remember the Facebook page AU Falcons doing incredible things? I feel like that's an underrated page on Facebook.
True. Does it still exist?
I don't know. I was only just thinking then. I haven't seen it for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to revive it. Get the brothers together.
Now everyone's going to punch that into their search engine and revive the whole thing.
Good.
Spill it in everybody's
AU
Facebook
Falcons
feeds.
need recognition.
How we go with the horn? That's a cute horn.
Means I'm coming into the left side of your car.
Falcon, yeah.
Do love a manual Falcon. So I can take all the tools out, and then you can go home and I can have lunch.
Because I've already ticked the lunch box.
Oh, nice. Speaking of boxes and ticking.
Swish.
You like that? Yeah, I got skills.
Can I even show that?
If you want.
Okay.
Well, another ripper day on the Falcon. We've got all of the interior pretty much put together now. We do need to do a few little things fiddling in the interior later. I'm actually going to put a coolant temp gauge in it, just for peace of mind, really. Like I don't love the Falcon gauges doing this, and low speed, high RPM stuff. You are definitely going to get high coolant temps. So, yeah, I just want to keep that front of mind. Still on the fence whether we'll cage this thing or not. Maybe later, but yeah, we're trying to really keep to that kind of budget price point. I am going to put a cost list together to this point. Maybe it may not, it will be here. Will it be there?
Yeah, that's actually the perfect space.
Okay, cool, put it here. Gian's going to put it here. So this is what we've spent so far, including the purchase price of the car.
Yeah, except it might be too small on screen.
It might be here then.
Yeah, your
maybe
face
it'll be
might
here.
covered. Just do one of these ones.
Anyway, yeah.
So
yeah, to this point, you'll know exactly what we've spent, including the purchase price of the car. As I have said a few times, if anything's been sponsored, we are going to include the retail price of that. So you get a genuine build price on this build so that you know exactly what it would cost if you were to try and replicate it. Full warning, good luck trying to find a 6-speed manual Falcon for $3,000, but got lucky on the day. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
what do you reckon Falcons are more like on average at the moment in 2024?
Oh, just the manual one. 6-speed manual car is probably like 4.5 to 5.
Yeah. I was thinking more like 7.
Oh, or like a rough one. Like, I mean, something that would be comparable to that.
Yeah, of course.
Condition-wise, like interior,
Yep.
leaky sunroof.
Yep. True.